Are you curious to learn how to turn a vertical pattern like this into a horizontal one like this? Watch through to see how that is done. Hey everyone, it's Nicole here from Bochiknot, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to turn a vertical pattern into a horizontal one by adding columns onto it and expanding it horizontally. So I'm going to take this lace pattern that I recently released. It's a beautiful lace pattern with little what I call wings on the sides of the pattern with double diamonds in the center. Now to expand on this pattern and make it wider, you have to add more columns to it. But because the little wing patterns on the sides are just meant to be on the sides of the pattern, there has to be a different way to connect the sections together in the middle. We are going to be going through all of that in this tutorial and walking you through step by step on how to make this knot pattern. If you're looking for a unique knot pattern for your table runners, for your wall hangings, for your bag patterns, this is it. And without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so this is the original lace senet pattern. We have a double diamond design and then little wings in between the double diamonds. And we continue repeating that pattern to form a senet pattern. Now to add columns on this pattern so that you say want to make a table runner or just a wider pattern for a wall hanging or a bag pattern, I'm going to show you how that can be done. What I'm going to show you is 3 separate columns, and now once I show you these 3 separate columns, you can add on as many columns as you'd like in between, but I'm going to show you how to start it off on the left side and on the right side, and then how you make the section in the middle, combining those 3 columns together. So to begin, we are going to be using 3 times the amount of cord lengths that we have here. So because we have 4 cords here attached, we are going to need 12 strands of 300 centimeter long, 3 millimeter cords for this demonstration. So I'm going to mount them here with larkset knots. If you haven't already, I recommend watching the lace pattern setup video because it does go through some helpful tips and tricks on how to make nice and neat double half-hitch knots, along with how to shape the edges so that you have a nice diamond shape pattern. If you feel you are ready, let's jump right into how to add columns to this particular pattern to expand it horizontally. So you see here, I now have 12 strands of cord at 300 centimeters long attached onto the dowel with larkset knots. And I'm just going to separate them out slightly into groups of 4 larkset knots each. And then I'm going to start with the far left pattern. So here we're going to start the double diamond pattern similar to how we did it here. We're going to take the middle 2 cords, make a diagonal double half-hitch knot row to the left, and then make a row to the right. So the top part of the large diamond is now complete. And now we're going to make the mini diamond in the middle with the middle 4 cords. So we're going to start it out in a similar way as the top, with 2 double half-inch knots to the left and then 1 to the right. Okay, now we're going to close it off. So making the double half-inch knots in the opposite direction this time, using the same anchor cords on both sides. And then last but not least, make 1 more double half-inch knot to the left. Make sure we pull on the anchor cords to tighten the knots. Tighten it, and then tighten the second knot. Okay, so far fairly similar to the left side, exact same pattern, and now we're closing off the outer diamond. Oh, you don't want to tighten this one too much, because then you can see we lost a little edge on this side because we pulled on it too tight. So to get that edge back, I'm just going to pull on it a little bit. You just want to tighten this last row ever so slightly. Then once done, finish off with 1 more double half-inch knot to the left. Okay, so our first double diamond pattern is now complete. Now what we're going to do is, we have 2 more sections here on the right. We're going to make the same double diamond pattern with these 2 sections. So repeat the same thing 2 more times to the right. Okay, so now that we have 3 double diamonds here on the right side, we can now interconnect these 3 columns together. Now what we're going to do for the sides of the pattern, so the far left side and the far right side, we are going to make the little wings that we have from the Senate pattern. And then we're going to make a slightly different pattern in the middle, connecting the columns together. So we're going to start with the little wings first. To do that, we're going to take the 3rd cord from the left as an anchor cord for 2 double half-inch knots to the left, and then 2 back to the right. Okay, now take the anchor cord, go 2 to the left and 2 back to the right again. So now that the little wing pattern is done on the left side, we're now going to make the same thing on the opposite side. So third cord from the right as an anchor cord for 2 double half-hitch knots to the right. And then 2 back to the left. Now take the anchor cord to the right and to the left with 2 double half-hitch knots each. Okay, now that the wing patterns are complete on both the left and right sides, we can now connect the left and right columns with the middle column. So to do that, what we're going to do is, just going to tighten this a little bit more, because there are 4 cords in the middle, what we're going to do is just make another mini diamond in here. So to do that, we're going to take the middle 4 cords and we're going to make a mini diamond. So start off with a diagonal double half-hitch knot to the left. Then 1 more double half-hitch knot to the left. Then 1 double half-hitch knot to the right. And then one more double half-hitch knot towards the center. So we're flipping the anchor cords towards the middle. Now instead of the mini diamond pattern, you can add a different knot pattern to connect the middle sections together instead. Some other knots are a square knot. You can easily just connect with a large square knot. Or another knot pattern that you like. But since we have been making double diamonds, I thought that it would nicely go together by making another little diamond here. Because once we start our larger diamonds, at the bottom on each column, this is going to form somewhat of a larger diamond outside of this inner diamond anyways. And so take the 4 cords to the right, right here, and repeat for another mini diamond. Okay, now that the 2 mini diamonds are done, we're almost done connecting the part of the pattern, and then all we have to do afterwards is just repeat this pattern over and over again. So now what we're going to do is start our next section of the double diamonds, just to complete this section of the pattern. So starting on the far left side, take the left 3 cords, attach them onto that same anchor cord with double half-hitch knots. So we're just essentially starting the next part of the double diamond. I like to make my first double half-hitch knot closer to the pattern and then slide it up afterwards. I find it easier to do it this way for nice neat knots. And then continue with the rest of the cords to the left. Okay, now that we've pushed it all together, this is what the pattern looks like on the left. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Take the middle right cord as an anchor cord for 3 double half-hitch knots to the right. Okay, so we've started this double diamond here. Now we're going to repeat the same thing on the remaining sections. And now the first section of the pattern is complete. As you can see, it's really just a wider version of the Senate pattern here. Now you can start the pattern all over again with the mini diamonds in the middle, close off the larger diamonds, and then make the row of wings and mini diamonds, and then continue repeating it again below. So I'm going to repeat this for a few more sections to show you guys what the pattern looks like. Once done, this is what the pattern should look like. I have 3 columns here, similar to the Senate pattern on the left, but now instead of a single column, we have 3 columns blended together with the little wings on the side. Using 300cm long cords for this pattern does give you varying cord lengths left. Some cords use a lot more cord, like the ones here that are much shorter, and then there are much longer cords. But for 300cm lengths, you get a pattern that is approximately 7.5 inches in length, or a little over 7 inches. And then we used 12 strands to make 3 sections, and it's about 6 inches in width. I hope that helps you guys when incorporating this into your macrame designs. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. And that concludes the tutorial where we expanded the diamond lace pattern horizontally. I hope you guys were able to learn some new knotting techniques from this pattern. If you are a beginner with macrame and you are keen on leveling up your macrame skill set, we do have a lot of macrame resources over on Bochiknot.com for all skill levels. So if you're looking to get started with macrame, or if you're looking to get started on designing your own macrame, we do have some helpful guides over there. If you are keen on advanced macrame knotting techniques and design, we go over this in more detail over on Patreon. So if you're interested, check out patreon.com/Bochiknot for more details. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and also let me know in the comment section below what you enjoyed the most about this pattern. And if you enjoy videos like this and want more weekly macrame content, make sure you click that subscribe button so that you get notified once a new video is released. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.